We actually all get to be each other for the intro, or like our normal selves, or our
We get to
version of
be
normal.
ourselves.
We get to
We
be
get to
ourselves.
be ourselves. Yeah, finally.
I don't know if the audience is ready for us to be ourselves, though.
Not over. Be half yourself.
I can barely handle myself as me, yet alone these people.
All right, y'all ready?
Let's do it.
All right, well, welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast. Of course, I'm your host, Ken, here with the co-host,
Top
of course.
5 best snappers in the world.
Wow.
Sino. Because I snapped that hot fire, you heard? That's how it's done, bro.
I think I did that better last week.
I'm pretty sure he just jumped on you on that one. Jesus. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
facts.
man. He didn't even finish the intro. He's like, top 5 snapper people. He needed to redeem himself after last week.
That's
Jesus.
right. I had to have that hypeness come in. He's undersold me last week.
Tech was a better Sino than Sino, and he just
I don't know. I think they were fans. We didn't even introduce our co-host here.
Nah, just
that's
stepped on it.
part. Since you already started screaming, I guess you
That's fine.
Our other co-host.
We are here with our boy,
The Mr. Epic Sax Party. I'm supposed to jump on it, apparently. That's my name, according to you. So, hi, I'm guest. I have sax. There you go.
Epic sax. That guy sax, guys. That guy sax.
This guy sax.
You sure it's not Brit? No, it's sax.
you're gonna leave Brent alone.
Can we get like what?
That's my guy.
Is that like the new shtick from here on out that we have to like smack talk Brit at least once per podcast now? Like, I'm cool with that minimum quota, but like, you know, it seems low.
Brent, I got your back, bro.
Listen, that's my guy. His mama
See,
named
now I'm doing. See, you guys got me doing. Dan, I got your back, bro. Default Dan in the building. Let's go.
Brit. All right. Nonetheless,
Mama named it Brett.
Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys have been having a great week and a great week. Hope you guys have been awesome. We love the awesome, reviews and everybody being happy from the last podcast, especially the intro.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Definitely appreciate that.
Snap.
And thank you to the new people who subscribe. Thank you so much.
Indeed. So we are trying to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers by episode 69. We are at 862. So by the time you guys listen to this, please, if you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Help us out a lot. Turn on that bell so you'll be notified when we drop the other podcast episode. And of course, if you don't listen to us or watch us on YouTube, definitely check us out on all the other podcast channels because we are there as well. Apple, Google, RSS feeds if you want, etc. All right. So, of course, we're kicking things off with this amazing card that just came out this week, the final card of the Blink in Time season. Some say the best card, but I think it's the third best. Nonetheless, the one and only Sasquatch. So let me pull that up.
How many S's are in that word? Sasquatch.
Just like I was like Jesus. Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. Now, this card, of you guys know, of course, is a 6/10. Costs 1 less for each card played last turn. So we did give our brief reviews on it last week before the card came out. And shame on us for not having it right now next to us so we know exactly what we gave it. But I think we all gave it. I think we all gonna keep it the same.
Platinum. And me and Guest both gave it a platinum, I believe. And you gave it a silver or gold or something. I know you weren't high on it. So
yeah, he was lower than us on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I gave it a goal. So there we go. Perfect. So, all right, listen, I'm going to kick things off. Play with the card. Did exactly what it's supposed to do. Playing it with Mysterio and Shuri, after playing with Vona and Hope Summers.
Hope Squad.
The Hope Squad.
Hashtag Hope Squad.
So,
I don't even know what that is.
It did what it's supposed to do. You guys will be all right. I seen a lot of people playing with Thanos, bringing Thanos back. Makes sense. Cool card. Still put it in the gold realm. I think it is a good card, just like Mockingbird. We'll see how long it's out there in the meta. I don't think it's going to be out there long, but that's why I gave it a go. Guess how you feel about Sasquatch now that it's out.
I think you need to stop drinking before podcasts.
Damn right. I'm right there with Guest. I think you need to stop hitting the hooch, bro.
Yeah. Like okay, so here's the thing. Okay, like for real on it, I think it is a good card. Okay, now I got a lot of smack this week from a lot of comments saying, "Don't hype Sasquatch. It's the lowest stats on Untapped out of all of the cards this past season, this whole season." And looking at it post Infinite, out of all of the cards, it is. With that said, that doesn't make this de facto a bad card. Let's get that really clear. Okay, we all undersold. We all undersold Sage. We all didn't realize that it was going to be very good. We thought it was going to be okay, but regularly 3-8, 3-10, 3-12 even, great late game option. And Blink we know is great. Nocturne we know is great. You know, like we have great cards this season. The other one that I totally forgot and just, brain fart on, that I'm hoping you guys can help me while I'm vamping to remember the name of the other card that landed this season in the second week. That wasn't Sage, but happened after Nocturne because it was important. Thank you, Namora. That was the third one. That's that one. Mm-hmm. Namora surprisingly has great stats. See, that's called vamping. That's be like, guys, pick up on it. Let's go.
I got you. You see, I threw that assist like Stockton and Malone right there. We killed it.
There you go.
We want to see you drown a little bit.
That's an old person reference, which we'll talk about. But I will say, and even Nomura's stats are very high. Right now, they are very high, which is still very surprising. But
me too. I slept on them.
Yeah, 100%. It was a good card, but not like a great card. In my opinion, I think Sasquatch is more flexible. I think it goes into more decks. And you can't tell me, and I'm sorry, no matter who you are in this magical world of the internet, you can't tell me that a card that gets me 2 separate individually styled decks, 70% win rate at minimum, and then one of those decks wins 10 straight conquest battles for me. I go 10-0, go from silver all the way through, get my infinity border with the lots of littles deck, which I have my own video for. Because it's that damn good.
Sage. Don't forget Sage is in there.
I know Sage is in there.
It's because of Sage, not because of Sasquatch.
Oh my God, would you stop selling Sage? Jeez.
Okay.
I'm disappointed in you, Tech. Disappointed because look, Sage is good.
You're doing it, Guest. He got you doing it now.
Sage is the best card this whole season. I'm going to stick to that. And I've been saying that for the longest.
And that's contestable. It's contestable. I'll agree with you. You can make a very good argument for that. And well, no, I don't think Sasquatch is the best card of the season. I think it's the most flexible card of the season. But I think that Sage is the highest potential, like the highest consistent ceiling. It is counterable. It is, it doesn't fit into every card list. But I think right now, if I had to look at the flexibility of the cards, I think Sasquatch fits into more decks right now than Sage does. And that can change in a week.
And that's what I feel it will. Sino, how do you feel about Sasquatch?
I think it's debatable on being the best to second best card that came out. I don't think Sage rivals it, in my opinion. I think Nomura rivals Sasquatch, in my opinion. I like Sasquatch. I put him in like this bounce card list. I think he's extremely flexible after curve. I think he gives you a really great opportunity to lay down some big power early if necessary. I'm a big fan of Sasquatch. I agree. He is he is a platinum card. It worked out well, and you could throw him in anything else, even if you didn't throw him in some bounce. You wanted to say throw him in some discard, right? Now he gives me an incentive to play my swarms that I have at 0 cost early, maybe get him at a discount and do some things if my first winning option isn't there or my second winning option isn't there. Maybe I have that third winning option. You know what I mean? So I like Sasquatch. I think he's a really, really good card. I think SuperTechGod is drinking too much.
No. Listen, I gave it a gold. I'm gonna stick to. I think it's a gold because again, I feel
TechGod on Sasquatch.
I really do truly believe that in the next week or so, nobody's gonna play this card anymore. I think all the other cards are gonna be played. I think the meta is gonna definitely change to where this card is gonna go to the wayside compared to all the other cards that came out this season. That's how I feel. We'll find out in the future, so I'm not worried about that. Then, of course, that brings us to our current or next season coming up. Next week, we have, of course, the Eternals season that will be coming out on the Tuesday, which is the, third or second, first, either day. Doesn't matter. It's on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that awesome set of cards, starting with, of course, the Battle Pass card, which is Gilgamesh. Now, I know some people did not see the Eternals. Why is
some?
I did not see the Eternals.
Most of the audience, you need to tell them that it was a movie to begin with.
That is true.
It's a sleeper for sure.
I saw it, sadly. I sadly did see the film. It wasn't the best that Marvel produced. I'm assuming Second Dinner and Marvel put this sets of cards up because something is coming up with them. Maybe it's an Eternals 2 that they didn't want to mention. I have no idea. Nonetheless, because the first Gilgamesh,
they're fighting for it. I know that for a fact. They're trying to make it an Eternals 2.
Yeah. See, that makes sense. So something probably was supposed to happen at this time with Eternals. And of course, as you guys don't know, I think Second Dinner have these things planned out months in advance. So this was something that was in the works probably from even last year. Gilgamesh, of course, is on reveal. +1 power for each of your other cards in play with increased power. I think that's a cool Battle Pass card. I think that is something that is different compared to other Battle Pass cards we ever had in the previous seasons. I think the one card off my top of my head I think belongs to Gilgamesh, of course, is Okoye. I think if you can hit Okoye, hit that card list, hit that deck, pause nice and early. That deck. Right?
Yeah, nice there you go. There you go. The first time it sounded weird. The second time, perfect.
I am so proud. People are applauding listening to this podcast. They're driving and crashing their car because they're clapping right now for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate it.
It's all grown up.
First time was shaky. The second time, perfect pronunciation on that one.
He caught it though. Also, so that's proof.
Yes. Also, Nakia helps us out as well. Just keep in mind, you only get +1 power. Yeah, Nakia, right? Yeah, Nakia. You only get +1 power.
Safe cards for us, man.
So is that like if you hit the card multiple times, you get additional plus power? Just one. I just think it's a pretty cool concept, it being a 5 cost as well. So you can get this card as powerful as you want to. Still have a 6 turn play, or would it be Taskmaster or something else? But yes, nonetheless, let me not dive too much into it. I think this card, especially for Battle Pass card, is to me more in the gold realm than the platinum or diamond. So I'm giving this a gold for sure. Guess how you feel about Gilgamesh?
I think he's cracked. I think you're sleeping on him a little bit. I think if they release,
like
let's notate something too for our listeners. We're looking at this information via data mine. So if the season pass announcement comes out and these numbers are different, bear with that in mind. But right now, Gilgamesh is a 5/7. That gives +1 for the upped pieces.
Correct.
This is just absolutely insane in my opinion, because this is not a turn 5 card. This is a turn 6 card. And if it is a turn 5 card,
sorry.
It's okay.
I said that too. I said that earlier today. He's a 6 cost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're getting him at a 5. That's
right. But imagine the chaos that's going to happen because of all the locations that give extra power, because it's added power. It doesn't matter what kind of power. It could be ongoing power. So you can get it via discard and you see your Morbius, or Ken, which one is it?
It's Mobius, Triple M.
Oh, he did it. Let's go.
No, it's Morbius. He's the ongoing one, but good try.
I thought you meant Mobius.
Mobius, they're both.
No, Morbius is the Dracula. I thought you wanted Mobius.
Morbius is the Dracula. No, that's ongoing. Yeah.
Added power being that it's an on reveal.
Yes.
I'm talking about Morbius, the discard card. It's an ongoing.
Yeah, because
that's power.
Right, because it gets buffed.
Activates.
So +1 for this card.
Right. Green. Yeah. So if it turns green, Gilgamesh gets extra buff, which means that if you play Gilgamesh on Wong, he gets those buffs twice, yet alone multiple times.
Correct.
So if the right locations buff up several times, I mean, Gilgamesh can skyrocket. Another synergy to not be ignorant towards, Nova. Explode that Nova on turn 4. Every card on that battlefield now is a buff up to Gilgamesh. As weird as it is, Gilgamesh may end up being a surfer card, because you've said Okoye, you've said Nakia. We look at the Nova synergy built into there too. Gilgamesh could skyrocket as a turn 5 alternative to Sarah. If you can't get 3 cards down, that's okay. I could just play down Gilgamesh for 5, 14, because you've got Brood and all these other things going on.
Yeah, Ironheart too. Listen, you're right. I give it the goal because it's definitely going to be a tricky situation getting this card to that level. I mean, I do like the Wong play, which is fantastic. But that's just the thing. Well, you're right.
Who doesn't like the Wong play? Let's be honest here. Okay,
you guys are gonna make me leave this podcast. I swear.
This is the direction this podcast now goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up and leave.
I'm gonna say that this is in its current state too strong. I think it eventually actually gets nerfed. I think at 5.7, this is stupid. But knowing Second Dinner and data mines versus releases, I wouldn't be surprised if this released at 5.8.
So what are you giving it? Are you giving it?
I'm saying it's a platinum. I'm saying it's platinum.
It's a platinum.
At minimum.
I really hope now that it releases at a 5.5 and it gives +2.
Yep. If it gives +2, it's the best card of the season. You can stop talking.
Ooh.
If it gives +2, it's the best card of the season.
I like that. I would change my rating if that's the case. If it gets +2, I'm changing my rating. You think they would do a +1.5? They think they do 0.5? You think
they don't do that shit. This guy's drunk. He's been drinking today. He's been drinking today. I'm gonna go now because he's been drinking today. He's rambling on about half a point. Yes,
the ticker.
I've been waiting 7 minutes, and he's been waiting. He's literally rambling about a half a point.
The ticker we actually have on YouTube on the very bottom. One of the things that we put in the ticker this week was, what is everybody's favorite bar drinks? And I know for a fact that Ken's is vodka cran. So if you're watching on YouTube and you see him sipping, now you know. Now you know.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Exactly.
So
I like Gilgamesh. To piggyback off what Guest was saying, maybe a little magic, maybe a little Wong Mystique action, and then you get that Ironheart played off on 6, drop Gilgamesh on 7, and just watch it proc up. You'd of course have to do things to set up on maybe 1 and 2.
Nebula.
Maybe cheat out of that. Yeah, and maybe Brood is the best way to go in there too. You can mix it up. Just it goes perfect with your Wong Mystique play. That's crazy. I think you guys didn't mention Blue Marvel, so it does, Blue Marvel procs every card +1, correct?
Correct.
So then you can drop Gilgamesh on 6. Like Guest was saying, this is a 6-cost card. This is not a 5-cost card. So when I first read it, I'm like, I'm gonna drop this on 6 after I proc the shit out of everything else and then really just take over a lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it goes perfect with ongoing buff too. So I think it is definitely a platinum card. I think my boy is sleeping again on Gilgamesh. But if he did say 5.5 +2, I would definitely say this is like double platinum because the +2 would be insane. So
So I feel that you guys say 6, I say 5, but because you might want to Taskmaster all that power you do. Buff this card sitting on a Wong pause. You might want to get a Taskmaster. But back to everything else.
You still can with magic.
Yeah, true. I'm keeping it in the gold because we definitely got to see what it is when it really comes out. And number 2, if Shadow King is in play and Shadow King removes all those buffs before you play Gilgamesh, he won't get that +1. So that's another thing.
Oh, hold on, Mr. I Love Sage. Hold on, Mr. I Love Sage. Yeah. Don't use that argument to support your Sage and then shit all over Gilgamesh. Don't even try. Don't even try. I'm gonna edit this out. Rewind. Yes. You go again.
Listen, he is a 5-cost where Sage is a 3-cost. That's the first thing. Sage's ability and her power comes from something way less difficult than buffing cards that you have to play, right? The cards that get buffed need to be played for him to get his ability. Where Sage, you just need different.
Oh, come on.
No. Sage, you just need different powers in the lane.
Yeah, but you need to work her up to proc up to the level that you would feel satisfied with. It's not just you play her in the lane, you just lay her down and everything's great. No, that's not how that works, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. If your opponent is playing and has multiple cards in one lane that has multiple powers, you play Sage in that lane, she's already procced up to pass 8. So you don't have to do much. With Gilgamesh.
Oh, really? So then I can't play Sunspot on 1, skip 1 energy at any given point, and automatically have Gilgamesh drop down at 8 power also, with not having to worry about my opponent? Really? That doesn't equate equally? I'm sorry.
But again, but here's the problem. Here's the issue. If your opponent plays Killmonger, that Sunspot goes away. Gilgamesh is now back to 5/7.
No, it's not. It's on reveal. It's on reveal.
It's on reveal, bro. It's not ongoing.
Yes,
it's not ongoing.
Yeah, but you're not. But hold on, guys. But you're talking like you're playing Gilgamesh on turn 3 or turn 4. You're playing Gilgamesh on turn 5, or like you guys said, 6. So you have 5 turns that you have to hope all your cards stay buff that you play.
And you got 5 turns to have to worry about your opponent playing in the lane for Sage. You have no argument, good sir.
Yes.
Good day.
No. But it's what. But you know what's wrong with
decided.
that?
I'm sorry.
You know what's wrong with that? If your opponent is not playing in any lane for 5 turns, you're winning the game. There's no way your opponent is not doing that. But you have to make sure.
That's not necessarily true. That is not necessarily
true. That is
100%
the truth.
Sometimes you can win a lane with 1 card. People do it all the time. You just said Taskmaster. Now you're just saying that you can't win with 1 card.
But why wouldn't your opponent play 5 turns, play enough cards for them to try to win a lane? That makes no sense to me.
Because maybe they're not running a bunch of cards. Maybe they're just hitting you with high power.
Guys down below in
surroundings.
Guys down below in chat. Let us know how you feel. Because to me, like I said, for Gilgamesh, you have 5 turns for you guys, because you guys say it on 6, to make sure every card that you
I said 6 is possible, but you can't. It is a great 5-cost card.
Right, so even 5. 4 turns. You have to make sure the cards that you play are first procced in energy, right? Then you have to make sure they survive all the turns before you play Gilgamesh on turn 5 or on turn 6. So to me, that's why I said I'm going to keep it gold until we see how this card actually is once it comes out. This is data mine. So to me, it's a bit trickier because, again, Killmonger kills all the sunspots and the nebulas, right? Shadow King turns off all those cards. And these are all cards that are less cost than Gilgamesh. So by the time you play Gilgamesh, all the cards that you sat there and procced could be either destroyed, Shang-Chi'd, Shadow King. You get what I'm saying? So to me, it's a very tricky thing. And especially in the way Marvel Snap works, by giving us cards 1 by 1 every week, we all know Gilgamesh is going to be played next week, and everybody's going to be playing counter cards to it. And in that first week, we're going to see all the counters in the world. So to me, that's what I'm saying. I just feel this is a goal until I see what it actually looks like once we see the video. But that's fine. That's fine. If you guys feel away, like I said, down in chat, guys, let us know how you feel. Is Ken drunk, or is Sino and Guess really on another level?
Oh, you drunk, brother. You are drunk.
Nah. That's how I feel. Listen, I could be wrong, but I just feel that's the tricky part about Gilgamesh. Now, if you do the other way around, you kind of do some type of, what's her name? Invisible Woman
Let's
stuff.
Let's not forget Sage goes well with Gilgamesh, but we're not even gonna go
it's there. Over, Sino. I've shut up because I'm gonna let it marinate because I know how to edit this into a short later on. So I think it's time that we talk about the best card of the month next.
Yes, we'll move on to Thea. So yes. Thea is after each turn +3 power if you played exactly 2 cards. So to me, as I mentioned earlier, I think Thea is going to replace Sasquatch. How you guys feel about it? We don't have to dive too much into it. We don't have to give ratings until next week. But let me know how you feel about
that. She releases at the same time as Gilgamesh. Yes, we have to give ratings. We just talked about gold and platinums and diamonds and all these things, but Thea we need to, because she releases at the same time. The other 4 we can hold off on for a little while, but I think Thea at this current moment, I think Thea is the best card of the month. Oof. I do. I think she's my favorite card of the month. She's a 2/1 that fits perfectly in the current metagame. All you need is any of the Kitty Pryde decks. And Thea goes up +3 every single time. And if I get her out late, that's okay too, because guess what? I can also Ravona her and have her be a 1-cost card on turn 3, which also is 2 turns after each turn. Like, it's the synergy of Kitty Pryde, Hope Summers, Thea, like getting 2 cards down per turn. This is going to be one of the easiest 2/7 to 11 plus cards you can stack up. It's going to replace Angela in a lot of decks, in my opinion. It's because it's just so powerful, and you don't have to play it on that lane. I think that this is the best card of the season at this current point. Better than Gilgamesh, better than all of the others. She, for me, is going to be my diamond card of the month.
Oh shit!
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't even think we've had a diamond prediction on the Snapcast yet. I think this is the very first diamond. Have we?
I think you have.
Yes, diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond.
Yeah, I called something diamond. Wow. Yeah, 100%.
We got to look that up.
Get the researchers on it.
Yeah, we got to look that up, because that's wow. That's heavy confidence right there.
Yeah, I'm very confident in Thea being an absolutely insane card.
Yeah. I mean, I like the card. I was going platinum, and I'm really enjoying the cards that are coming out now. I feel like we're getting a little away from the toxic and getting a little more into the fun. You know what I mean? Like cards procking up other cards, and you get a buff here. You know what I mean? I'm really enjoying the fun that we're now in, the fun stage that we're now in the meta. I like this card. I think she's fun. I just think she's platinum, though. I'm not gonna go diamond, but I think she's platinum. I think you can do crazy things with her in bounce. I think you can. I think you want to play her as early as possible, so you can get her down to a 1 cost with Ravona. But I would try to get her out as soon as, because after each turn you get 3+ power. So if you're running really low cost cards or so, you can really proc her up. What happened?
But is that on the field, or can it be in your hand as well?
I don't believe it has to be on the field, because you have to play two cards every time, right? Or does it technically work?
No, I don't know, because it doesn't
don't even tempt me with a good time. Don't even tempt me with a good time if that could also add on in your hand or in your deck every time you play 2 cards. That it then increases.
No, that would be insane.
Good time.
Not in the deck. I think probably in your hand.
Maybe it's better. More likely. But I don't. I think it's on field. Yeah, I think it's on played first.
Because
if it isn't, it's cracked. If it isn't, then it's what guest says, right? It's a diamond card.
So I guess I love it, because I agree with you. And Sino, 100%. Ravona is going to be a problem. Even Mr. Negative, I thought, but you don't need negative for this. You just definitely do the Ravona and call it a day. This card is going to be bananas. And Sino, I'm surprised you didn't give it a diamond, seeing that favorite number in there belongs to that +3, that Surfer Love.
You know how I am before. Yes, the Surfer Love is going to be insane. But also with Gilgamesh too, the way you're going to work Surfer in, or if you can work Surfer in there on 6, you can throw a 2-3 cost cards at the end or something like that, or or cheat him out on 5. You could throw Surfer in there, buff your cards, and then throw Gilgamesh on 6. But I think she's gonna go perfect. I think platinum for now, until I really see what she can do when she's out, and then maybe I'll change my mind when we cover that. But for right now, I'm thinking platinum.
Let's hope this data mine is accurate. Like we're really going based off of that, and we hope Second doesn't become the fun police and say, okay, +2. You know what I mean, or give her extra energy.
Yes, because they do hate +3 cost cards, just like they hate 7 powered cards.
Speaking of which,
Gilgamesh is there.
That was a segue right there, guess.
So there we go. Yes, we have Cersei, who's next. Unrevealed, transform your other cards here into a random cards that cost 1 more if able. So I assume on turn 5, you put this card in a lane with a 1 cost, it becomes a 2 cost card, a random 2 cost card, right? Yeah. You put it with a 3, it becomes a 4, 5, etc. It has that blink mechanic where if it's a 6, of course, it won't go anything bigger, which is surprising to me, seeing that card down below. Arishem.
What
is it? Why is this? I know it's blocking. Okay, yeah. Arishem. Yeah, Arishem is a 7 cost.
Is this the new Lacorna?
So
it's Arishem.
Arishem. Yeah. It's Arishem. Arishem. That card, the 7 cost card. But yeah, no, you know what? Forget it. Forget that.
We'll get to that.
Cersei, how you guys feel about Cersei?
Meme.
How do you guys feel about Cersei?
I think it's. I'm not gonna go too in depth. I think it's gold. We weren't doing ratings, but that's just my first thought of Cersei. It's like Blink. It just reminds me of Blink. Like you can change it 1 cost higher, which is dope. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit like Blink, but maybe a little bit better
random,
than Blink.
RNG, baby. It's all RNG.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think. That's true. That's true. You're right. And you could get a shitty. But I'm just thinking if you use it to if you're playing a 4, next cost is a 5. You're right. You could get screwed by that. You know, if it's Professor X and it locks down the lane, then you're screwed. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. I think gold is still appropriate for her though. I mean, maybe the 5 is a little bit too much. Maybe we bring her down to a 4-6. But yeah, I'm gonna go gold. Okay.
Yeah, I'm all the way on the opposite direction of this. I'm struggling to decide if this is silver or like double plastic, just because I am not a fan. No, not at all. I'm not impressed by this card.
Okay.
This is the meme card of the month. This is the card that I think is worth skipping right off the bat. Save your tokens style card because because I think of Tarnax, right? Tarnax, and that's the same cost. You think of that flip and that randomness. You think of Black Vortex, where those locations and it converts the card to a 6 cost card at random. Sometimes it absolutely rains down awful things on you. And if Cersei is a 5/7, that means that you're converting your 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s potentially. So maybe there's some cheeky kind of play at large here with, you know, Storm into 4 cost card into Cersei, you know, so it's a lockdown, you know, lane upgrade essentially. Maybe there's something of that nature, but I really don't see a lot of utility with this card. It's just it's a card that will make great content.
Yes.
And that's about it, in my opinion. I don't see this as competitive. I think this is the worst card of the month. Like, I'm not happy about it. Yeah.
But it does give Mockingbird some love too. But I hear you. I agree. I mean, Cersei's not. Yeah, definitely be great for some content. And then of course we have Makari, which after the turn, yes, runs from your hand to a random location if possible. So
I think this is the memeing card, in my opinion. I think this is the meme card. I think this is
go on, please.
This is a 3.
I think this is like in Baku. I think this in a good way. Relax, calm yourself.
Let me hear it.
In a good way, though. I think that, like Guest was saying with Cersei, where it's gonna. I'm talking. You all right?
I said we're here to listen.
That's the liquor.
You're not here.
That's the liquor right there, bro.
I said we're here to listen, bro. Go ahead, keep talking. Come on.
You ready?
Yes, I said
okay,
it.
cool.
We're here to listen. See what you got to say.
Okay, cool. I think she's like another fucking guy. She's like another card that's good for content. It's gonna make great videos. You could see once when you think you got the game won, and she's gonna boom run right out, and maybe she runs in the opposite direction, doesn't really help you, but maybe she does. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be great for content. I think it's gonna make a lot of memey, laughy shit out there.
I think you're misunderstanding the card, to be honest.
I mean, it runs from your hand, right? So after the turn. After the turn.
Not the end of the game. Okay. So I'm going to...
okay.
So rethink all of that now.
Yes. Go. After the turn, runs out, Okay, now she's just okay to me. I thought it was at the end of the game.
Yeah, no. She's a 3/3 for those who aren't looking on the YouTube side of things.
Well, if you top decker, right? That's possible.
Yeah, of course. But
yeah. But you got it. But that is very rare, right? That's like a needle in a haystack.
Not really. Think Black Cat too, right? Black Cat, that kind of vibe where if you don't play it and it's in your hand.
Yeah, I totally misunderstood the card. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so
I should have read it a little bit better.
Here's what I think about Makari. I think this is the card that might bring Silver Surfer over the edge to being competitive because it's a free 3-cost card that you don't have to play. And
true that.
the amount of locations that Makari lands in whenever it ends up in your hand, it could happen on, you get it in your opening hand and turn one, there it goes. You know, so you've got benefit in that aspect. Now, granted,
does it count as a card played?
No.
Or no, it doesn't. Okay, cool. It would be cool if it did. Though.
No, it
I'm not gonna
quote unquote runs from your hand, which is technically it's added essentially, kind of like what Sakar does. Think of it like that, where it takes a card out of your hand and puts it into a location, but it just does this at random. It's a 3/3, which is okay stats, but in a Surfer deck, it's a free 3/5, and it could be anywhere. And Silver Surfer is struggling to get enough cards, as we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, get enough cards to get over the top to bring that threshold of each lane up. And I think that, yes, there are going to be times that you're going to see those moments where it's going to run into Borrow It No Name. It is going to happen, just like, you know, M'Baku loves that too. But I think if this card releases as is as a 3/3, I think that it's a very good card for Surfer, a very good card for Cerebro 3, because it's a free 3-power card.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely, Cerebro 3.
You know, it could bite you in the butt, though, because you're having to play the diversion game of the locations, which is what the Cerebro decks
hate. If you got -3 in one side or something like that, exactly, or a buff, you're screwed.
Exactly. So there's going to be a game in regards to how to deck build with her in the deck. But she's probably the closest thing we've had to old America Chavez since she was nerfed, because you never have to think about her. You know exactly what's going to happen. It's just in the deck. You don't have to synergize anything outside of how you build the deck. Just like how you used to build with America Chavez, it was a leaner deck, right? Makari is the same way. You're never thinking about playing Makari unless if you intentionally need, like Black Cat, like Ken said, to have that synergy go in a different direction.
Yeah, and I agree.
Thank you very much.
I feel the same.
I was drinking that Super Tech juice before.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Let's find new phrasing next time.
Super Tech juice, the STJ. Listen, I agree. Makari is going to be a very interesting card, especially in any type of card list, more so Silver Surfer, like you said, Cerebro. But just in general, I think this card can go in any card list, especially if you just need to fill up board space, right? And if you need extra power, I mean, if it stays at a 3 cost, that's great stats. And if you're trying to look for priority, I mean, this is going to be a phenomenal card. And yes, I think doing cool things by top decking her or trying to find a way to make sure you guarantee to pull her out, whether by playing Crystal, another 3-cost card, or, you know, something else, just to get this card in your hand and hopefully get it out on the board.
You know what I just thought of? Not to cut you off, Ken, I'm sorry, but what if, will she run to Sanctum Sanctorum or something like that?
Yes.
Oh, so that's
Death's
pretty
Domain.
Dope.
Yeah. Altar of Death.
Yeah. That's that's pretty dope.
She could.
Now that I think about it, that's a pretty good plus right there. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, well, now I'm like, okay, that has its advantages.
Well, you definitely thought end of the game, so that definitely takes it, way off. So,
way off.
That
so now that I know what she actually is, now I'm starting to actually think the things you can actually do with her, and that's just the first thing that popped into my mind. Yeah. Not to cut you off, my bad.
No, I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, that's basically what we're going to say at that point now. And then we have Phastos, which is, of course, on reveal. Give each card in your deck -1 cost or +2. So we got some RNG fun stuff here. We got some amazing on reveal. The fact is on reveal is pretty good because you play this on Wong or you play this with Grandmaster. You're taking chances here, right? You could either just get +4 or you can get -2. I mean, this is definitely another 3-cost card, which, again, can work out in your favor or not, RNG based. And to me, I don't care about this card at all. But let's hear what you guys have to say.
I think it has fun RNG. I guess.
Yeah, I this is the hardest card to rate, in my opinion, because I don't know what decks I would want to run this card in. It doesn't scream any very specific deck or any specific archetype. Right. And that's what makes it so difficult for me to kind of look at it going, do I want to play this as just like a good stats card? Because then everything benefits. And that, look, anything that has a cost reduction, that everyone's going to play Mobius during that week to eliminate the cost reduction potential. We all know that's going to happen. So you're going to see these Makari, Phastos, Mobius, and Mobius Surfer decks during that time. You're going to. It's just inevitable. But simultaneously, it's a lot of upside. It like a lot of upside. And I think of like Mr. Negative, for example, right? The earlier you can play this card, the better. But this you can't accelerate out in any mechanic outside of just playing it on turn 3. But how good does Mr. Negative feel when you play it on turn 3 versus when you play it on turn 4? I think this is a card that mandates this is my turn 3 play, because I can't see the benefit of this being good turn 4 or later. And I can't think of any logical way to get this out prior to that. So in its current state, I think it's a very awkward card because it screams, this is your only option on turn 3. Use it. So I don't even know what to think about this card yet.
As I said, I don't care. It's my problem. Yeah. Sino, how you feel about it?
I disagree with both of you.
Go on.
Because I think this goes right into my negative living tribunal card list. I think this fits perfectly on turn 3. Maybe I hit my Iron Man. That's still, if I didn't pull my negative, maybe I hit my Iron Man, got him at a cost reduction. Maybe I hit my Onslaught and got him to a 5, so I can play him on 5. Maybe I hit my Sarah. I'll get my Sarah out early. You know what I mean? Like I think it fits perfectly into that kind of card list. And if I get +2 power to my Iron Man that I'm playing on 5, maybe I have to play just the Iron Man. You know, I got the negative out and I got Mystique at a cost. But you know what I mean? Maybe I get a +2 to my Iron Man, which helps if I just got to play Iron Man and Tribunal and maybe double up on that. You know what I mean? So I think it goes perfect with my with Tribunal. I think it has its advantages for anything you're playing. You might just get that bonus of the -1 cost reduction, or you get the +2. But I think it's actually pretty okay. I think you guys are kind of underselling it a little bit.
Again, you're right, but it's a data mine. And number 2, I guess
I could play Ravonna
like
and that. You know what I mean? Maybe I get the cost, maybe I get the plus. You know, maybe it works.
This is a tough card it's a tough card to rate, man.
It's going to be hard. Yeah, and especially that week, like you said, Mobius. Everybody's saying Mobius.
Well, it's not meta changing or anything like that. But you know, not every card is going to beat. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just a setup card, but it's a pretty okay setup card. I mean, we could have worse.
Yeah, I know we could have. You know, I'm thinking about this on 3, then playing Grandmaster on 4 with it. Then probably, you know, what you're saying kind of makes sense, right? Because by turn 5, now you either have -2 costs for your cards or +4 costs.
I mean, it's very RNG, but
so I kind of get it, but we need something. I don't know. On to the next card.
I mean, think about all the cards that they're releasing now. They're all pretty heavy hitters, so it's like you got to get something light, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Cersei was trash, but yes. I agree with you, man. This card right here is going to be super fun.
I'm going to spit my drink out, bro.
Yeah. This is going to be a very interesting one. So at the start of the game, +1 max energy, and then shuffle 12 random cards into your deck. So.
At a 7/7.
Yeah. Our first ever 7-cost card. First ever. Now, before you say anything, let me put one thing out there into the world, because I've heard this comment a couple of times already, because it does affect the entire month. With Cersei, where if you play for some reason, you like wave into, let's say, I don't know, like Arnim Zola, you know, and you have a 6-cost card down early. If you turn that 6-cost card via Cersei into an Arishem, it will not add the max energy and will not add the 12 cards into your deck, because it's just like High Evolutionary. It's at the start of the game. So the effect will do nothing. It'll just convert into a Arishem 7/7. Because I've heard a couple people already start to talk about that. And I'm like, that's not the savior of Cersei. Not in any way, shape, or form.
But does that guarantee that if she does hit a 6, we're 100% getting this 7-cost card?
Is there another 7-cost card?
No, so that's why I'm.
There's your answer.
Unless you're running Death, yeah.
So then, yes. So we're. Yeah. Oh yeah, Death. What about Death? You don't have to run these cards. These are random.
You can't. It won't turn it into Death, because it's not any. Cersei doesn't convert it into a random card of a higher cost. It converts it into a card that costs one more.
But
one more.
I'm saying if we hit Cersei with an Odin, when this is in the lane, then it should give us an 8, should give us death.
If you can pull that off and put it on YouTube, I'll send you $50. Okay, I don't see that at $50. I will never see that combination come out of you. Bet
100% you will. 100%.
Oh my god, that sentence was crazy.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys heard it here first.
Yeah.
If I could get Cersei to turn Arishem into a death, guess is gonna send me $50. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be nice and simple.
American or Brazilian?
Yeah, I didn't see. It's gonna be Philippine.
It's gonna be fun. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so there it goes. So great. That's great to hear that it won't give the +1 max energy.
Yeah.
Is this second dinner's way to draft mode? Everyone start with Arishem in their cards and get to it. What is the purpose of this card?
It is a sad.
I'm clueless on this.
It is a sad card.
I don't really have an opinion on this. I wouldn't run this.
It is draft mode, guys, and I can't wait to see this video. I can't wait to see the hype behind this. I'm sad that we didn't get a video.
This is strictly
today.
for content card because I wouldn't know anybody who's really gonna mess with this.
Sino, this is draft mode. This is us sitting in the PWROn server and saying, "All right, guys, so next event, Arishem, everybody start off with this card and get to the top." Yeah, this is what this is. This is 100% what this card is. It is second dinner's answer to you want draft mode.
This is a Darkhawk's dream, though, kind of, right?
Yes, no, it absolutely is.
Yes.
No, it's not
swapping. Not playing Darkhawk. It's your opponent. Yeah.
It shuffles 12 cards.
Shuffles random cards into your deck.
So you have a 24 card deck. It's not draft mode in that sense. It's not district decks in a card.
Darkhawk dream.
I swore it was swapping.
Do you two read the fucking cards? Like, Jesus Christ.
No, the text can be a little confusing sometimes, guess. Jeez. Okay. Excuse us.
Okay. But yes.
You make
let's be real right now. This shit does not say add. It does not say add, my friend. It says shuffle.
It says
shuffle 12 random cards.
You know what else does? Mjolnir. Right. Mjolnir. Shuffle into your deck. Stormbreaker. Shuffle into your deck. The terminology exists. You add onto the battlefield, you shuffle into your deck.
No, I agree with him though. It is a little.
But we didn't see ads. So you can't come out.
But for real though.
That's my point.
That's why you brought me here, was to come at you. Listen, I think that this card is interesting in one specific aspect. And it's not because it's like the best card that Darkhawk everybody should be running that week. It's specifically that this card will create a different style of deck building, because I think that it heavily promotes big standalone cards and heavily promotes at most 2 card combos. You know, you're trying to build your Black Bolt and Stature combo, and that's it. You're trying to build your Lady Sif into Ghost Rider. 2 card combos at most, because your chances of hitting any combination in an Arishem deck is next to none. And those who are thinking about even trying to mix with Thanos is just straight up suicide. But I don't think that this card is a competitive card. I think it's going to be a fun surprise card. And I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to play with it and see what we can do with it. But I don't think it's a competitive card. I just think it's like a whole new archetype that no one's going to know what to do with.
RNG, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even intrigued. I'm good.
I think it's good for that location that what's that location called? Playing a card here that didn't start in your deck, get +3.
That.
Yeah. +2, yeah.
Yes, there you go. +2, sorry. So there you go.
Only really benefit I see it at.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of locations, I think
6K tokens.
Is a very fun. It's a very fun location. Just saying. Just want to put that out there. I know some people don't like Cancun, but I think it was fun.
This would have went perfect with the old blob, though, right? Oh, that would have been dope.
Old blob. Oh, that's not even.
Old blob would have been crazy.
Don't even put that out into the world. Even though blob will have a great synergy here because it's turn 5 play.
Yes, he would. You know, look what you thinking here, buddy.
Old Blob.
I love even new Blob. Let's go.
Maybe.
It's a turn 5 Blob.
Sino, yes. Think about
with
it,
Ravona.
bro. You still got 24. Yeah, you got so many cards in your card list. What are you worried about? This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's true.
You guys heard it here first. Blob. There it is. You fixed it.
Yeah.
You fixed the card. You made it good now. Now
we're happy. I can't do that.
I love
it. Good job, Sino.
Yeah. I saved Arishem week.
Remember that time we took 45 remember that time we took 45 minutes on 2 topics?
Yep. This is it. This is the time we did it.
I do too. Yeah.
Listen. I always know when we start the new season, we're gonna be here for a while. We're gonna be here for a while when it comes to that. All right. So let's dive into the next topic. We wanted to rank the newest battle pass cards for the year, thus far, starting from January all the way down to May. So of course it has to be 5. So we're picking our top 5, and we're doing it the correct way, not the Ken way, not the STJ way, but the STG way. So we're going to start with the worst card at the bottom and the best card at the top. So for those who don't know, our listeners, January was Scar, February was Black Swan, March was Hope Summers, April was Baron Zemo, and this month was Blink. So we'll start with Sino. Go ahead and give your rank of cards, starting from worst to best, of the Battle Pass cards of 2024.
Thank you so much. My number 5 is Black Swan. I don't play much Black Swan. I don't see much Black Swan played. I could see how she would have her advantages, but I just don't think she's that impactful. So I gave her the last slot. 4, I'm going to go with Scar. Scar definitely has its advantages. I struggled between 3 and 4 because I was going to go Scar at 3, but something else beat it out. Scar is great for when you get high-powered cards on the field already. So if you can get that Jubilee, maybe play your Typhoid Mary, maybe your Cull Obsidians, your stuff like that, you will get a cost reduction. I like Scar, so I give him at 4. Number 3, I gave Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo is great for going into your opponent's card list and dragging a card to your side to play for you.
F that card.
And it can be extremely annoying, especially can ruin setups. So I definitely went Baron Zemo at 3. Blink, I went with number 2. Blink is extremely helpful in Hela card list, Tribunal card list. It's just, if you can play her the right way, you can definitely cheat out some high cost cards early and love life, or just finish your combo. So I gave Blink number 2. Number 1, of course, I'm gonna go with my girl Hope Summers, because I love to cheat out that energy. I think she works perfectly for Curve. If you're running her with Kitty, then you're loving life also. But Hope definitely is a vital card in Snap today. So I gave her the number 1.
Fantastic, love it. I mean, very precise. Love that breakdown.
Thank you.
Guess how do you feel? What is your top 5?
What he said.
Same exactly order, right?
Dead on.
Yeah.
No way. Get out of here.
Straight up. Straight up as is. Black Swan last, Scar number 4, Baron number 3, Blink number 2, Hope number 1. I think it's pretty straightforward. You can make an argument. You can make an argument for Blink to be number 1, depending on the type of decks that you like to play. But
I struggled.
Effing way.
I think Hope is without question the best card.
100% number 1.
The year so far.
I can't put Blink number 1 at all. She definitely is number 2. And no, Sino, you're absolutely right. I mean, looking at my list as well.
When you were ranking 4 and 3, were you also struggling with the Scar and Zemo ranking? Could you have ranked Scar 3, Zemo 4?
I think Scar was 4 and 5 for me, but yeah, continue.
Well, you'll get your breakdown in 2 seconds, but don't give it away. Don't give it away.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not like you're talking in mine either. But I think that Scar was, for me, pretty solid at 4. I felt very confident saying that Baron Zemo was better, just because the full deck that Baron Zemo unlocks, in my opinion, is stronger than most of the decks that Sasquatch wants to play into. Scar wants to play into right now. So I feel pretty confident in saying that Scar is a good card in the decks that he's in, but he's very often replaced versus Baron Zemo, where you're building decks because of Baron Zemo. So
right.
I like that better for him, and then it's a large leap before you get to number 2 and 1.
No, I agree. Yes, and I agree with you guys as well. The list is exactly the same as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, I struggled.
What? No way! Get the fuck
I
out
told
of here.
you
Really?
I only struggled with 4 and 5, with both Black Swan and Scar, because you see the problem is Black Swan. Her ability is so great, especially in the Thanos deck, especially for you guys who love Sasquatch at this time. And
bounce.
For bounce, yeah. So it's like it was very tough to be like, okay, is she better than Scar? Because like Guest said, Scar is only good in one particular deck, kind of, right? So it's just like, all right, you know what? Let's see. But I was like, you know what? No, because I played Black Swan probably once or twice. So I played Scar way much more than that. So that's why Scar took the number 4 spot. And everything else fell into place because, of course, Baron is 3. Fucking hate that card. Blink. Blink is phenomenal, but definitely not better than Hope Summers. And of course, Hope Summers take the top. So, yeah, I mean, that was pretty straightforward. Very easy, I think, for us to pick that exact same order.
I mean, to be identical is crazy.
It just makes sense, right? It just makes sense.
I'm going to give you one question, though. One question, because we're all in agreement on this. How do you fix Black Swan?
So,
make her ongoing?
I'm about to say, yes, something to that extent. Make those cards stay with 0. They have to stay with 0, not just for the next turn.
That'd be nice. One cost card at 0?
What if she was a 2/3
every time?
What if she was a 2/3?
What is she now? A 3?
A 3/5.
3/5.
I think 2/3 is better for.
I'm thinking about bounce. I'm thinking about curve.
Yeah. Yes. I'm about to say, yeah. If she's a 2/3, then maybe she's better. Maybe she is. Because we can play on 2, drop all the cards you want, bounce her back on 3, play her down again, come 4 or 5. I guess. Yes. Yeah.
I think she's also at a 2. She's better played late. If you can't, like, you know,
on turn 5,
if I want to get my Kitty Pryde at a 0 and still drop a 5, I drop her on 4. You know what I mean? Like that that appeals to me. But yeah, it makes sense. I would like her better than she is now.
Yeah, agreed.
Wow. Well, see, that segment went off without a hitch. We made up time with that segment.
Hey.
All right. So now, while Sino was streaming, you know, it's a very rare sighting when you see Sino stream.
Wow. Here we go. You're retired, but you're going to talk about me. Let's go. I was ill this week, okay? And I still did the podcast. Sick and old.
We'll give you a doggy biscuit on his way. It's in the mail. The doggy biscuit that you want, the treat, is on his way in the mail, okay? So, of course.
It's sage flavored.
Exactly. Sage flavored. Somebody came into Sino's stream and asked Sino, they have all pool 1, all pool 2, and Kitty Pryde. What card list do you think will be best for them to play the climb? Sino turned to his microphone and told the gentleman, stand by, let me ask Tech.
I said, Tech, what do you think? I haven't been in pool 1 and pool 2 for so long. I didn't even know how to answer him.
So you asked the guy from Beta?
Yes, exactly.
Well, guess you weren't around, guys. You weren't around. They couldn't refer him to ItsGuestGaming.
It's longer for me than it is for you. But so you know what I did, right? I turned to chat. Hey, chat. How do you guys feel? So, of course, we all started spitting out cards. Angela, Medusa, just Kitty Pryde, because we say, okay, he got Kitty Pryde. So Angela, of course, would be best to play with it. We just started spitting out cards. We're like, okay, you know what? Sino said, we'll put one together and let you know. By the time Sino blinked, I don't know if the guest was gone.
My boy Aiden. Aiden was gone. Yeah, Aiden was gone.
So Sino came up with, hey, we should definitely put a card list together for our listeners and viewers, especially those who are new to Marvel Snap. of a pool 1, pool 2 card list that can probably help them through the ladder, help them get through the game, grow, and collect more cards. So we all three of us came up with our own versions of a pool 1, pool 2 card list. And we're going to show it off right now. So we'll start off with Sino's, I believe, because
cool.
He was the one that the question was asked to.
It's okay to our podcast listeners. I know it bothers me too.
What bothers you?
That you axe.
Yeah, you can't speak around guests. I swear to God, you guys cannot.
Nope.
Don't even try.
And you can't even give me shit about it too, because we grew up in the same area. So this is.
That's.
In fairness, you can turn yours off. we can't. All right, but you can.
That's fair.
This is true. I'll give you that.
Touche.
So,
right?
So here is Sino's pool 1, pool 2 card list. It consists of those who are listening. It consists of Agent 13, Mantis, Medusa, the Collector, Cable, Scarlet Witch, Storm, Juggernaut, Shang-Chi, Moon Girl, Iron Man, and Devil Dino. So you'll let the people know why this card list is best for your pool 1, pool 2 players too.
All right, so I went this route because I wanted to go a little something different. If Aiden wanted to, he could have net decked anything, right? Pool 1, pool 2, and it would have gave it to him. So I wanted to do something a little more fun, a little more different. So of course we have the Agent 13, we have the Mantis, we have Cable to help our collector, right? Really help our buff our collector out. We got the Storm play there, so just in case I can Storm, Juggernaut, get that right out of there. We have Moon Girl also to help the collector. We have Devil Dino because we get that benefit from the Moon Girl play. We have Cable just so we can steal and also help our collector. Medusa, just because you might want to storm the mid, and boom, you can add Medusa right there to the mid, get that nice buff, also helps, and then Juggernaut right afterwards, and really kind of own that location. I got Chi in there for some protection. I have Iron Man to go in there just in case you want to help out another location. I have Scarlet Witch also in there just in case you might have another location that doesn't really work to your benefit, or you might want to change, or let's say you played Storm, they played Magic. Now you have Scarlet Witch at a 2. That's easy to drop there. So I did play this card list. I won by just how I said. Somebody had played Magic. I played my Storm late and ended up winning the game. So it's a really fun card list to play. But yeah, I think it would do very well against card lists that also are at that level.
All right, fantastic. So again, you guys heard it, but if you guys want to, we won't leave anything down below. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, we can leave the deck lists down below. I believe maybe we'll see. Nonetheless, you know what? Come check out the video. Take a look at the screenshot. All right, so let's go ahead and look at guess card lists. Now, guess
this was hard to do, by the way. Like, it was like, damn, you didn't realize the type of shit that's in Series 3. When you're looking at it, you're like, oh, that's Series 3? Damn, I can't use that shit.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Today watching Theo Jarton's question about Sandman and Dagger, and I'm like, yeah, we knew the answer because we just went through this, but they did get the answer wrong. Everybody thought Sandman was in pool 3 when Dagger is actually in pool 3.
Yeah,
all
see?
Right. So now we have guests card list up on the screen. It consists of Ant-Man, Nightcrawler, Armor, Colossus, Captain America, Mr. Fantastic, Storm, Cosmo, Iron Man, Claw, Spectrum, and Onslaught. All right, guests, let the people know why this pool 1, pool 2 is best.
So it's just a straight up Spectrum ongoing variation. And right now, even in top competitive play, Spectrum ongoing decks are keeping up with the meta. And this version of it, focusing on getting those reinforcements into a couple of very specific lanes. I like Colossus right now in this deck only because it can help counter a lot of those negative locations that you're going to be experiencing early on in your matches. Storm, I went back and forth between if I wanted to put Jessica Jones in this deck or not, but I ended up opting out of it because I have multiple ways of getting into that lane. You know, I've got the Nightcrawler who can move in there. I've got the Mr. Fantastic who can reach in there. And I've got the Claw who can reach in there. And I can then put, if I wanted to, I could put in ongoing in that Storm lane and ramp it up later with Spectrum. So it had enough flexibility that I said I didn't need to put another defensive element because I have a lot of elements that I can add on afterwards if I need to, if I'm already behind or I see that I'm looking at something that I need to recompensate for. But right now, the Claw, Onslaught, Spectrum top end combo is so incredibly strong that you have to consider it as something in Series 1. And this is my variation on being able to reach in there, especially with the new Captain America that just got that extra +2 to ongoings. This is the deck. This is the style of deck that was made for. A Series 1, Series 2 ongoing deck to support the other ongoings and put in a couple of other pieces that get supported because of it, like Storm, like Nightcrawler. And depending on where you're playing and what you're seeing at that time, Cosmo is just an incredibly strong card too. So this is my take on a Series 1, Series 2 Spectrum ongoing deck.
Not pretty good. Definitely a great one.
Yeah, I like it. It makes sense. It has a great synergy to it.
Right. I don't think I played a card list like this coming through the beta.
I think it really shows how well those changes play out here. You know, with the Captain America change, the Claw change. Yeah. I think that really plays well, and I think the beginning players with that are going to have a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts. All right, and then we go into the card list that I put together.
And after your card list, I have one thing I want to add, and it has to be after your card list.
And before you go, I also contemplated on the Jessica Jones. So in case you don't want to do Scarlet Witch for location, Jessica Jones, that was the one I was fighting with. Scarlet Witch and Jessica Jones. Scarlet, like which one? It's tough. One? And it was a rough one. My bad. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, you good. All right, so this is my card list here, of course. Consists of Sunspot, Ant-Man, Angela, Medusa, Armor, Storm, Jubilee, Shang-Chi, Jessica Jones, Warpath, Vision, and the Infinite. If you guys can tell, I chose all base cards here with the Infinity Border to show my dominance and how great I still have base cards in Marvel Snap. So, yes, these cards basically, as you guys can see,
he's a real human, guys. He's one of the common people. He's one of us. He's relatable. We get
it.
Captain America.
Exactly.
That's a cap there.
That's right. Captain Second Dinner. Don't forget that. There we go. So, start from the top. Sunspot Infinite got me through a lot back in my beta days, so had to put it back in here. So Sunspot, Armor, Ant-Man, of course, Storm. You could Jessica Jones, that Storm lane, of course. You can Jubilee to hopefully pull Infinite or Vision early enough. You have Shang-Chi to go up against other cards that you might see on the ladder that you need to destroy. Maybe not. I was contemplating because I don't think a lot of people will have big enough cards that you need to Shang-Chi on that climb. But just in case locations buff certain cards, you have that Shang-Chi if you want to surprise them and take out their bigger cards. Now, again, like I said, Storm, Warpath, Storm, Jessica Jones, Storm, Vision, Storm, Jubilee, Medusa in the middle, Angela if you want to just hit Sunspot on Angela, Ant-Man on Angela, Armor on Angela. You have all these wonderful options. And of course, like I said, you play Jessica Jones, you skip, you got Infinite on the last turn as well. So this is the reason why I went with this card list. Very classic take on the Sunspot Infinite brew. And I figured, hey, if you guys want to go that classic route, why not? This will definitely help you guys win some games.
So
yeah, I like it.
With this list, the thing I love about it is that float 5, just for the unpredictability.
Yeah.
And then, it's like you said, it's an OG strategy. Unfortunately, in today's game, it's really tough. But if, as you get later on, those turn 5s are so critical. Yeah. But in the very beginning of the game, in Series 1 and Series 2, before collection level 500, 800, and you start seeing those Series 3 chaos cards come into play, it was a great strategy. Absolutely a great strategy. But there's one synergy in here I want to articulate. There's one card between all 3 of our decks that we all had in common. Only one. And that's Storm.
Yeah, Storm.
Storm is such a key critical piece to all 3 decks. And I'm glad we're all in agreement with that, considering if you rewind the tape, when we go back to the 3-cost card conversation, who said the best 3-cost card was Storm? Oh,
well, to be fair, Surfers is a Series 3. So just saying.
That's fair. The thing is, my Storm, she's good from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I will say that she is valid even as you climb up in the series. Yeah, you still going to be running Storm. Yeah. So she's great. I get She's very great curve control card. Yes. Yeah. Very great card. I was a fan of the Vision also. If you don't pull Infinite and you're, let's say, losing the Storm lane and you didn't get Jessica Jones in there, you got Vision on 5, really to push it through. I think this is classic. I like this card list. This is pretty solid. And guys, as you climb, one thing, as you climb up and you get more cards, I don't even know if War Machine is coming back around in Spotlights. So I'm not educated on it. If it is definitely worth a grab if you're taking to this kind of card list, because War Machine means you don't really have to skip, and you can play it down on 5 and get that Infinite cheated out on 6. So if you're taking to this and you have an opportunity, maybe you saved up tokens or something like that, and you have the opportunity to pick up that War Machine, get that War Machine because it really goes well with this.
Yeah,
I agree, and I also think about, like you mentioned before, turn 5, Angela's out. Drop that Vision on Angela, get that buff, and then move it off, right?
Right.
But definitely agree. I mean, we all played with our card lists, and we all won our games, so it definitely works even against cards in this current level of collection.
Playing against people way more advanced, so yeah.
All right, so now we're on to the IGN announcement. So IGN put a post out earlier, basically with a link that kind of bamboozled a few people, saying that Second Dinner is having an announcement about a patch or an update to their game coming soon, and be on the lookout, because I believe IGN is a special partner that will get the inside scoop before everybody else. So we're here to kind of see if we can guess what that announcement is. Guess, you can go first on this one. What do you think the announcement is?
So, being that this is supposed to come out, the 7th, I want to say it was on the website. I believe it's the 7th, so it's relatively soon.
It's their show.
It's 7th, 8th, or 9th is the IGN showcase.
It's the IGN show,
yeah. So it's one of those days, but I'd be shocked if they held this the entire weekend. I think they want people talking about it all weekend. Considering it's the featured announcement of this entire showcase, whatever it may be. I think that this is a new game mode being announced in some capacity, way, shape, and form. I think the game mode is intriguing, and I wonder if this is like a double announcement where it's a new game mode that synergizes with card mastery, which is something that we know has been on the roadmap to be one of the next things to come to the game. It's in the quote unquote relatively #soon near future. So maybe this is a double thing that kind of relays out like, hey, you're going to be able to do more things in the game now. It's not just Conquest and Ladder, have fun. I think this is a big announcement if they're already talking about it now. I don't think this is anything small. I don't think this is anything necessarily that's been directly data mined. I think this is this is going to end up being a big announcement, and I'm leaning towards a mixture of game mode with card mastery.
Right. I agree. I think card mastery is needed, right? So I think finally we're going to get that full suite of it. I know we get a little taste with what we could do now, but finally we're going to get that. I hope we get some mythic variants, right? I've been talking about that forever. I hope that is something that shows up, but
yeah,
that'll be great. A new game mode or something that's not our sixth topic would be intriguing, right? I hope that all this is not just to talk about our sixth topic, because then I'll feel a little sad. They were talking about clans for some time, so maybe this is in there as well, or this is what they want to talk about, which would also make me feel a little bit sad if it's just clans. Like, I'm with you, guess I want to see a new mode. I would love mastery to be in there along with clans and mythic variants. I mean, throw in PC controller support and every other surprise thing that we would like to see. And I think I would be super happy. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm all for it. I have faith in Second Dinner. So I can't wait to see what it is. Sino, what's your take?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a great idea, but I can take a guess, and I think the calling for a new game mode has been long and loud. So I honestly do think that if it's anything that they're really making major announcements for, it has to be a new game mode, right? Yeah. I mean, I think it's time to bring some excitement a little bit more back to Snap. I think maybe, and I liked your excuse me, your guys' answers. I'm gonna go draft mode though, just because the calling for a draft mode has been so loud. You know what I mean? I think people have been yearning for a draft mode for so long, and I might be mistaken. You guys can tell me. I'm sure Second Dinner has heard this calling out there for a draft mode. You know what I mean? So
100%.
I'm pretty sure that that's something that's on their radar, and it's something that they've probably been working on trying to put out. If it's not a draft mode, my only other guess can be probably a spectator mode, only to appease people who want to watch others play, or friends play, or their friends might be more advanced than them. They want to watch them play and how they do things and how they maneuver through the game, and this would be a great way for them to do it. But those are my two guesses. Your guess is as good as me as mine. Yeah.
No, those are great, and I would love if they surprise the shit out of us with a draft mode and a what's it called, right? And a spectator, and
I think it brings a lot more fun and a lot fresh feeling to the game, right?
Give me a friends list, and I'll jump for.
And it gives you something to do post Infinite if you're not trying to rank up to fucking whatever 1,000 you're trying to get to. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's just my.
We need that ASAP. All right, so guys, you heard our guests. When we are proven correctly, because here on the Snapcast, we know the future. Make sure you guys.
Yeah, we do have a history of calling it. So maybe I'll speak it into existence. Maybe guess or STG, we speak it into an existence for y'all. Maybe.
Make sure when you guys hear that announcement, think about us and you know where you heard it first. All right. So on to our last topic. The wonderful leagues. If you guys follow Snap on Twitter, on their socials, or if you're in their Discords, you guys would have seen that the league announcement was out there in the Discord for everyone to see. And I'm not gonna put it on the screen right now.
Now for people who may not know what this is, what is the leagues? Explain that.
The league is a TV show on FX where a bunch of friends play fantasy football.
I got this. It's okay. You can. You be the host. I be the one with the jokes. So the leagues are a game mode that was a game event that was being tested in Ireland and in select areas in the UK and
overseas.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it was basically a leaderboard style event. You get randomly put in with 30 other people, and you had power-ups essentially that would help you to not lose cubes, or you would have power-ups that would double the amount of cubes that you would win for the leaderboard standings specifically, not your actual like snap points or cubes that you win in the game. And these power-ups you could purchase for gold. And that was not very well received by the community, to put it lightly. So they had this go on for a short beta test, and now we have an announcement post that beta test.
Okay, so it's fair to say maybe that's coming over on this side.
Eventually, but basically they straight up said in their announcement, because I don't know if you're going to put it on the YouTube screen or not, but like in their announcement, they straight up said, "We've heard your feedback and removed the pay to win aspect of this. That this whole thing was us testing a negative thing. We needed to test it to make sure that it was as negative as we thought it was." And I was very happy with this announcement, because first off, when they acknowledge, and I quote, "The upcoming version of leagues will no longer include purchased boosts. Instead, when a league begins, you'll have the option to join a standard league for free or buy in to a premium league, which offers more rewards." End quote. So that option is what the game needed, because it needed accessibility. And if you're a very active player and you do invest into the game, you should be rewarded for your investment. And this is a way to do so. So now those who are quote unquote buying in, they're buying in the same way as everybody else. So here's your entrance fee. You know, it's like, which club do you want to go to? The one with no door fee or the one with a $50 door fee? But what experience are you going to get if you go to the
exactly. You get what you pay for, right?
Exactly. And that's what this basically seems like to me. You can have a great time at the other club, or you can pay for a premium time. And that's exactly how I'm looking at this. The only part I really want to talk mostly about, because I'm just glad that they got rid of the pay to win thing, because they even said this is pay to win, and this is not good, was them straight up saying in the feedback that they weren't surprised by the reaction, that the most prominent feedback they received was that this feature of the boosts was pay to win. And the fact that they needed to test a negative hypothesis to verify, gauge the impact, and settle internal debates. That statement says to me they were testing to see if they could deal with the amount of backlash, to see if they would still get away with it. How much backlash was going to happen if they put this into the game as is, and can they suffer with it because the income is so good that we can deal with the bad press and the loss of players that no longer play the game because of this event, or I'm sorry, this feature specifically. And I am so glad that this community spoke up, because the devs do listen. And
yes, that's the biggest thing.
We as a community, we made this change happen, because we said, we don't want this. This is bad. We agree with Second Dinner. This is not good. Do it differently. And they did. So I'm saying that this is a big win for leagues.
No, I agree. And I think this is how Second Dinner have been running things for a while. If you were in the beta times when they had that wonderful event called the Nexus event and everybody spoke up about it,
we don't talk about that.
It right away. That's fine. We don't have to talk about it. But like you said, I think that was a great thing that they actually did test to see if what they thought was right, and they were right. They got the feedback they wanted, and now they're going to make that change. And I think giving people that option is basically what Second Dinner has always done, but nobody sees it that way. So I'm not going to get into it, but I will get into it.
But I agree with you. I agree with you.
The fact that we all have an option to either buy this $2,000 emote or not is the same option or not.
That's preference.
You know what I'm saying? I think
you don't. If it's too expensive for you and you can't afford it or something, then don't buy it. I mean, there's plenty of shit I want over at the Louis Gucci store. All right, but I can't buy it because I have a family and I got fucking bills. So I'm not gonna buy it.
Thank you.
Doesn't mean I don't want it any less, but I'm not gonna tell them to drop that shit to $100. You get what I'm saying? And if they did, would you really want it? I don't think so.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I come back to this. Them doing this now is basically what they've been doing all this time. But I'm happy that they did that because, again, it also shows people that again too. Like, hey guys, you have an option here. Spend that money and have emotes to go and, blast people with that nobody else has, or show off that awesome border on a card that nobody else has, or don't do any of that and get what you pay for and not in this instance. Mm-hmm. But again, that is awesome. Leagues looks like it's going to be something fun and amazing once they get everything worked out and it comes over to the States. Another thing to add after going infinite is phenomenal. So I'm pumped for it. Thankfully, the community over on the UK side definitely spoke up about it. I'm happy for that as well. Sino, your take? You just gave it. Guess you gave your take.
I'm simple.
On it, and I know you guys will listen to us for so long. We appreciate you guys being here.
Actually, we've run on I think we did a minute and 25. An hour and 25 was our longest. Was our longest one, and we're about almost there right now. So I think we're good. I think we fell in the safe space.
I'm gonna end. I'd like to end this podcast on one specific note because I think it's the real life thing that people need to know about. Because it pissed me off so damn much to find out that out of the three of us, I'm the youngest.
Woo! Yeah, the baby.
Yeah.
I in a million years thought I was the youngest.
You sure are.
Look. I'm a large man.
You're the other.
I'm a balding man. I'm a man with 2 kids. Ken, I'll love you to death. I'm not surprised you're older than me. Sino,
that's fair.
Swear to God, you were the last person I would have said, you know who has the oldest child out of the three of us? You do. Yet alone, correct. You're older than I am when I thought, no joke, that you were in your 20s.
Yes,
you thought it was a baby. I get it.
Thank you.
And that is not me saying you look like a baby face. I think you are a fucking child. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man,
thanks for watching.
You'll always be the most lovable asshole I know, bro.
Bye everyone.
Yes, thank you. Peace.